Now, I think it is little Shongololo. If it is, she's grown a whole lot. She has quadrupled in size. Actually, I'm not sure because I haven't seen them for so long. Who do you think? I think I'm going to have some help here. I think it is little Shong. Or are you Hosana? Oh my goodness. I can't even tell anymore. It's been such a long time. But maybe you can help me. Hashtag Safari. No, it's Hosana. It's Hosana. What are you doing here? Where's your sister? It is too. It is our little fella. Is it Hosana or could it be Thamba? Now this is the time. I've never seen Thamba before. Because I'm just trying to think now. Maybe we can get some help. I think I'm going to need some assistance. Megan, what are all the wonderful viewers saying? Because they know these animals much better than I do. I don't get to see the spotted cat. Everybody's thinking, you're thinking just as hard as I am. All I know is that I'm super excited to, of course, to have a sighting with a leopard. It's been quite some time. Actually, I think this face is Hosana's face. I haven't seen him for quite some time though either. He just looks a lot like his father here. But I shall wait for your confirmation, just to confirm exactly. But how beautiful is this cat either way? So lovely, isn't it? And so close. So as we came past here, I think that's what those birds were complaining about. I think that they had seen him from a distance and were shouting, and we did stop and listen. And we could have completely driven right past him, especially if he was sitting in some of this long grass. He's completely invisible. But now our only problem is that he isn't here on our traverse. He's on a little gari at the moment. So let's hope that he decides to stay put where he is, or he comes north or even further east and then crosses on to an area that we can view him on. But this is really, really nice. Megan, do we have any answers just yet, or is everybody just as confused as I am? It's a tough one. It is a tough one, isn't it? Because I've never seen Thamba before. I've seen a couple of pictures of him, but I haven't really, well, yeah, I mean, I suppose it's a bit difficult. I'm going to look on my mobile device while all of you also search. I'm going to get a picture of Hosana very quickly and have a look at it. So he's got 2 blotches and a spot on the right side of his face. And he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 on the other side of his face. Maybe it's Thamba. Maybe it's my first time. Maybe those tracks that were seen this morning around Shabamu, perhaps it is Thandi.
No.
Okay, that's interesting. So I believe you're all asked, well, you've started a Twitter poll. Thank you very much, Megan, for that, and Chantel. So we're trying to figure out if it is Thamba or if it is Hosana. I'm just trying to think now. He's not particularly large, but we will have to just wait and see. I'm stumped now. If you guys are all stumped, you make me very nervous, because you guys sit and we see these leopards more than I do. Obviously, I only get to see them when I'm on safari. However, you are lucky. You get to watch the entire show. So whichever lucky presenter is the one to get the cat, you still see it either way. So please help us out over here. I'm trying to think. It actually makes more sense if it is Thamba, because of those adult leopard tracks that we have had in the area. That makes sense. It must be Mom searching for something to eat. Yeah, Michelle and Natasha, you've both said big ears, so you say it must be Thamba. I'm starting to think that it is more likely to be Thamba, purely just because of the whole situation that's going on again with those female leopard tracks in this area. And we have seen, for the last 2 months now, since Karula's disappearance, we've been seeing young male leopard tracks as well as adult leopard tracks moving around on Mamba, on Cheetah Cutline, on Leadwood, and we were stumped. We couldn't quite work it out who it is. So it is evident that Thandi and Thamba are slowly starting to creep further and further into Karula's old territory. And it's perfect. It's a perfect spot. If somebody can come and fill this void that we now have, well, I think it should be one of Karula's offspring, even an older girl, to potentially just rule the roost until Shongile is old enough to hold a territory of her own. So this is quite quite exciting. I think I agree with you. I think this is Thamba. I think he's a little bit smaller. Hosana is a lot stockier of a leopard, and now that you think about it, he's quite dark around the eyes. He's got the most gorgeous green eyes, and he has got big ears. They do look a little bit out of proportion. He's creeping around. Look at them though. I don't know if he's maybe watching where he puts his feet because of all the different thorn trees, the buffalo thorns and the knob thorns. There's lots of small ones growing around here. Or if he's maybe looking to catch a bird. But look at that beautiful light. How cool is this? Yes. Go team, go. You know, we really couldn't do anything without all of you, all the viewers that are watching. So I just want to say a big thank you for all the hard work that you put in with helping us ID these animals and, you know, finding out information about things that we perhaps don't know, always sending us articles. I can tell you right now, it does not go unnoticed. We take everything that you send us, and I always look at it, and I know that the rest of the presenters do exactly the same thing. So thank you so much. And I think we're going to go with Thamba here. So that's good news for us. Potentially, we could see a second leopard pop up. So how exciting is this? I am so happy right now. We're going to have to just hold our spot for the moment. We are in a very awkward sort of position. We obviously want all the cars to have a good view of the leopard, so we'll just take the back seat for a bit because we did have a very, very nice front-on view. Now, he's not particularly skittish, but he does definitely watch the vehicles as they move around. He sort of crouches down in the long grass when we move about a bit. What a gorgeous boy. I hope that you're all excited just as I am, because, you know, we've put in so much work over the last few days in trying to find cats, and we've been lucky with the lions. Ali has had phenomenal luck with her return to Safari Live, and Tristan, he always brings the cat luck with him. Those two, they're fantastic. They're the cat whisperers. And Brent also, well, he seems to be the lion whisperer of Kenya, but I haven't had a decent leopard sighting. The last one I had was Hosana, and it took us much patience, in order to, of course, see him. Would you like me to go a little bit forward for you, Sebastian, to get that? Are you happy with that? So what we're going to do is I'm just actually going to edge slightly further forward. Luckily, Sebastian's now twisted all around. He's just about sitting in the front row with me now. Come on. Now Wendy decides that she's not going to work. Don't you do that, Wendy. I'm going to pull off here in case anybody else needs. How's that? Is that a little bit better? It's just very awkward where we've positioned. Otherwise, what I can do is I can do a full turn around, if that will help. Do you want to do that? Okay, give us 2 seconds. You can see there's other cars. We're going to do it. We're going to actually just turn around and drive forwards into the sighting. Right, it will take us 2 seconds or 2 shakes of a lamb's leg. That's probably easier. Oh, here are his tracks too. Beautiful tracks. He's got big feet. He doesn't have small leopard feet, I'll tell you that. Those big ears match his big paws. Ha ha. Oh, where did you go? There he is. Just find a nice little gap for you. That should be all right in there. Just a little bit further forward. I'm not doing a good job. How's that? Good, yes. There we go. That's better. There he is. Now, Katie, you're wondering if Thamba is older than Hosana. No, he isn't. He is younger, if I'm not mistaken. I'll still remember when... I don't remember when Thandi had her cubs, but I do definitely remember a couple of sightings, the very lucky sightings that Jamie had when Thandi still had 2 cubs, and the royals were a couple of months older than this lot. But like I said, I've never actually seen this young fella, so I'm uncertain as to how old he is. I don't know why I'm thinking he's just over a year. I think maybe he's just a year now. A year and a month, a year and 2 months, something like that. But what you might be thinking is Votumi is much older than Hosana. He's the oldest out of the leopard cubs that we sort of get to see. And he's not a particularly large leopard at all. So that's it. So it's Votumi, then it's Hosana and Shongile, and then we've got Thamba, and then we've got Shadow's little cub, slipping in just after that. But this is fantastic. I'm so happy. Now, he's of course still relying on Mom to catch him delicious treats, and Thandi seems to be a fantastic hunter. The day that she caught an adult waterbuck, that is impressive. So he gets to have good meals too, and it's important for a young boy like this that he gets as much nutrients as possible, because, well, without them, he's not going to reach his potential size. And I'm just trying to think now. I wonder who the suspicions are as to who the father is, because in this area, it could be Tingana, of course. That's probably the closest assumption as to who would be his father. Maybe even Quarantine, but I don't think so, because Thandi doesn't really venture too far further south and east into Quarantine's area, and I think it's a bit too far for the Anderson male to come out this way. So I'm going to have to say that most likely the most possible father for of Thamba would have to be Tingana, our resident boy. But you know that this was the same spot. It's almost brought deja vu to me. The last time that I saw Karula was right around here, just behind us, just off Leadwood Road, and our dear friend Hosana was actually sitting just on the side of the bank here. He was resting, and that was the last night that I saw Karula. I think she was seen the next day, just off in Little Gari. So hang on, he's moving off. Let's quickly, in case he does disappear into the Mulwati, we are going to lose him. Like I said, he's not on our traverse, so if other cars do come into the sighting, they're going to have to take preference. But let's see, maybe he pops out again. So I'm always a little bit sad and sensitive when I come around here and I see leopards again. It brings back fond memories, of course, because it was a great last sighting that I had while we were doing the cannon testing. It was really nice. She was trying to hunt a scrub hare. Okay, you're going to go? Don't go down there. Come back, Thamba. Come back. No, I think we still got a good spot, yeah? No, it's very difficult. I'm hoping he's just going to crawl back to the edge of this bank and give us another view. Now, Vicky, you're wondering if leopard spots are just like human fingerprints. They are indeed. Each pattern on all the animals out here he is completely unique. What has he seen? He's seen something. Look at that crouch, that movement. I don't know what he spotted. Perhaps he's stalking Homo sapiens on the cars, which would be a little bit too big for him. He might feel a bit brave now that he's sitting up on this ridge, because he's higher than all of us. Or he's seen a squirrel or a mongoose or a bird or something like that in the trees. But this is quite cool. I like this little view that we've got of him. But yes, Vicky, so those spots are all unique. And they sort of only really spots around his face and on his neck. But as you start going further and further down to his body, they develop into the rosettes. So just slightly different. The darker patch on the outside, the black, and then you've got that brown color right in the middle. You can see that quite nicely over there. But cheetahs have got solid spots, and so do hyenas. Spotted hyenas, they've also got the solid spots on them. Oh my goodness. We have to show you something very quickly. I really want to be naughty and show you all the cameras that are on the car. There must be about five. Feels like there's 500. Look at that. Just quickly look at the lenses. Now the sound, that's maybe why he's so curious, because all he's hearing is from all. Actually, listen. Can I have a listen? This is really entertaining. Can you hear it? Oh, listen. Those are all the cameras. Look at all the cameras. They are having the greatest sighting of their life. I can tell you that right now. It's not every single day that you get to have, well, even more than an eye view of a leopard. He's just higher than eye level with that vehicle. So that is really cool. They must be getting a great opportunity, great photographic opportunity. This is absolutely wonderful. My day is made. My jaw is sore from smiling. Ellie's still searching around. She's got herself back onto Philemon's cut line. I'm wondering if she's still looking for that female leopard. I'm in such awe at the moment of this beautiful cat. I actually came back to work saying to myself, right, If there's any time to see Thandi and Thamba, it has to be this sighting because I've waited long enough to see them. And he is a beautiful cat. And it's because, my goodness, I have never seen a leopard pose like this before, staring up into the tops of the trees, the afternoon light just catching the corner of his eye. It really is a photographer's dream, and positioned up on a bank so everybody's looking up towards him. I can tell you right now, you don't get to have many sightings like this. What we're going to do now is we're actually just going to zoom right out because Mike needs to squeeze past us. There are a couple of other cars that want to come in, so we're going to play musical cars now. Mike's going to just sneak around us, and then I'm going to take his spot, and then the car behind us is then going to pull in, and we'll all sort of shuffle in along the train. But we'll just let that happen. We don't want to have too many cars moving around at the same time. So once Mike is further enough back, then we will slide down. So I think what we're actually going to do is we're going to do this. Watch out for this thorn tree. We're just going to roll into the sighting now. Hi. Oh, I'm so excited. This is so amazing. Now I just hope. Yes, this is fantastic. Look at that. Look at now. You can see exactly what I was talking about. So this is the view that the very spoiled photographers got to see. Isn't that great? Oh, now I need to actually put the car in low range so that it sits better. There we go. Otherwise, I'm going to roll down the hill. We don't want that. Hey, Sebastian.
He's looking at you.
Is he looking at me?
Doing?
Probably going, Taylor, I'm pretty sure once that car's not on, it's not supposed to be moving. Sorry, young man. And I just want to have a look what this looks like. I put my light on slightly because I know that everybody taking pictures will probably appreciate this just a little bit. I'm just going to angle that slightly. I don't know, did that do anything? Just a little bit.
But it will just now.
It will just now, exactly. I just put one of the LED lights on just to sort of create a little bit of light because that sun is now gone behind the horizon and it's going to start to disappear quite quickly. But what a regal prince he is. And of course he's also royalty. He comes from the same lineage as Karula, so it's only fair that he joins the, well, a special moment with the royal family too. Young man, but you're only a cousin. Look at him. He is absolutely gorgeous. Now, sadly, you all know that we're not going to be able to sit here forever because who wouldn't want to come to a sighting like this? So we will have to move out in the next few minutes just to give everybody else a turn. We'll ensure that we all get a sighting. And of course we have to do this. As much as I'd love to sit here for hours and hours on end, it's very important that we keep on good terms with all the other guides out here. And by doing that, it means that we also can't be selfish. We've got to let everybody have a chance. The leopards on our side have been quite scarce lately. That's a beautiful shot, Sebastian. I think I'm with the best cameraman. Now, Grandma Kathy, you're wondering, what is the largest size prey that this leopard can hunt? Well, Kathy, at this age, I don't know if his skills are going to exactly be fine-tuned to even take on something like a daker. I reckon, if anything, at the moment, he'll be catching terrapins, he'll be catching squirrels, and even dwarf mongoose, and maybe a couple of birds here and there if he's lucky enough. So he's still learning, he's still very inexperienced, but eventually, once he's fully grown, he'll be able to take something down to the size of a female waterbuck, which is very impressive. Look at those gorgeous big paws. Now, that's all that Jamie ever talks about when she tells me all her stories about Thamba. She says one of her favorite things are his big ears and his big paws. And like I said, we saw his tracks just a moment ago on the sand. I'm so sorry I didn't show you them. But we can always try and go back and have a look. They are large. They look like they're the same size in the ground as Bosana's tracks, and he's older. What a beautiful cat. I can angle this a little bit more. How great is that? That's so nice. Right, we're going to have to pull out of the sighting. I want to give everybody a fair opportunity to have a look here, but I hope that you enjoyed the special time we spent with young man Thamba. Ellie seems to be getting a little bit on the chilly side as she's put her winter woolies on. Let's go and make sure that she's keeping nice and warm.